Hello, folks. Welcome to our channel. It is lovely to have you here. So today is our regular monthly video where we look back over the last month of royal goings on UK royal family. The energies, the stories. Obviously, we can't cover everything because number one, things are done in private, they have private lives, and number two, we'd be here all day, especially this month because it's been eclipse month, but September has been particularly dicey. It's been particularly touch and go. It's been revelatory. It's been one thing after another. Um, and the strange thing is, I've read on the royal family for, well, since 2020 now. And for the first time ever, this month, a lot of the comments that have come through are from people saying this. I've loved the royal family for forever, or all my life. But lately, I'm feeling something different. And I think many more people are going to start having these experiences. Um, I know back in the day, for me, I was a Royal Secca fan, proper Royal fan. I got in there via Diana. But then as you start your evolution of consciousness, you start to realize that that is not something to be worshipped. And put on a pedestal, that they are, well, human beings that have many things to give the world stage, but they also have a lot of shadow, and there's a lot of entitlement there. There's a lot of greed there. There's a lot of one-upmanship there. There's a lot of living on a different planet as well, in relation to, you know, these big state banquets that can be quite grand affairs, but in the same town as homeless people, in the same countries or the same world as homeless people. So there's a lot. And this month, I mean, I've literally done a brief list of things. Harry and the King, or the King and Harry, the meeting that they've had, the after effects of the book entitled by Andrew Lamley, I think it is, the Camilla and Catherine thing that happened, Duchess of Kent's death, and then the announcement of her son separating with his wife. My feeling with that was that that couldn't be announced while she was alive. Now, either that's because of something she believed in, or the son, or both. But I actually felt quite a sadness to that because imagine being in a position where you can't get on with your life because a parent is still alive. You can't go and be the person that you need to be or walk away from something until a parent dies. If you're in that situation yourself, please don't. Please stop. Um, Life is too short, and bloody Fergie. Uh, Sarah Ferguson, which, yes. And I think there'll be more stuff there, the Trump visit. But that comes in with Camilla and Catherine. So let's get to it. Harry and the King. I keep saying Harry and the King. I know it should be King before Harry and all of that. But anyway, King and Harry, what deck are we going to use for this? I'm going to be using the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. So, Harry and the King and Harry. Wrapping up the energies, what's occurring, what's happening, insights, etc. Interesting how my deck got blocked then, because it feels as though their connection is blocked. Um, they're from two very different polar opposites, but they do have similarities. Um, and they operate at very different frequencies. And neither can fulfill the need of the other. I'm feeling that Harry deeply represents Diana to Charles, and in a similarity as well of the fact that, and William as well, um, the fact that Diana and Charles couldn't build a bridge between them both. So let's see what the cards have to say. Harry and the King and Harry. Well, again then, okay. Okay, yeah, it's restricted. Eight of Swords, restrictions, blindfold on, not wanting to see. Um, Both of them not wanting to see the other person's perspective. it feels too restrictive. It feels as though there are too many energetic and emotional mountains to climb. And it's almost like both of them are like, you know what, I'm going to try. But it's a half-heartedness from both as well. There's no judgment in that. The Queen, the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. We'll come back to that in a minute. Ten of Swords, betrayal, and the Hanged Man hung out to dry. So, should we do one more? We'll just no, we'll keep it at three. Right, okay. So it feels with this situation that there has been too much said and done. Too much said and done to be able to go forward in a healthy, balanced way. Um, the energy of something has to give in order to keep the peace and the status quo, and I feel that's coming from the royal family side. Um, I also feel as when the readings, a lot of the time, the Queen of Wands can come in as Meghan and the things that Meghan has said and done and been responsible for, and take it away from naming who people are with cards, but the actions and deeds of all concerned. It's very easy in these situations to just blame one person, but it takes two to tango. And why am I seeing Elizabeth the First? I know it looks like Elizabeth the First. Why am I seeing Elizabeth the First with that? So let's just go back in time. Why am I seeing Elizabeth the First? Harry, in his past life, was Henry VIII. His daughter was Elizabeth the First. Yeah. This is the fact that Elizabeth the First couldn't forgive her father on some level, and the trauma that that carried with her, and her inability to have healthy, wholesome relationships in a marriage, and healthy, wholesome children, and all of that kind of stuff. So, in a way, Harry, modern day Prince Harry, is having to live that as well, if that makes sense. And we've got the Empress wound here, the mother wound. Okay. I've got an itchy nose as well. Soul coaching, Harry and the King. I keep saying I don't. I'm sorry. I know people like hierarchy, but it's weird how I keep saying Harry and the King. And power has come out. Power and playfulness. That's interesting. I'm saying interesting because it's a little girl in a wheelchair. It's playfulness. Being able to get over your injuries. Being able to hold space for people's injuries. Um, Power. I'm picking up an energy here with Charles. Um, and not wanting to see his son's injuries. And it's not just with Harry, it's with William. Because his son's injuries are partly down to his own actions as a younger man. Um, and how power and greed and lust can play a part in our downfall. Okay, what are we going to look at next? Entitled, the book entitled. I mean, there has been revelation after revelation after revelation. The man himself has done many podcasts. He did one of you told me about it. What's his name? Oh, God. Sean Atwood, is it? I've got his name wrong. Sorry. I did listen to it. You told me to listen to it. So I did. I don't usually listen to stuff because I get so many links and things sent to me, people telling me to watch certain things, and I don't get the time to do it all. But that kind of drew me in, and I listened to it in the gym, and yeah, I mean it was about Mountbatten. There's been a lot of things coming up, um, and it's continued now with Sarah Ferguson. So let's have a look at the fallout from that. There's also this weird thing that happened where somehow Andrew was at that funeral. He was somehow managed to get himself right to the front to say good. When they all came out of the steps, the church, whatever, the cathedral, and he got himself out. He got himself next to William. He was trying to talk to William, and William was like having none of it. Catherine looked uncomfortable. One of you put a comment, I think it was this morning, of what is Charles playing at? What if you've read Entitled, you will know that Andrew and Sarah Ferguson have said that if the royal family goes for them or turns their back on them, Andrew and Sarah, will disclose the royal family secrets. So look at the people, read between the lines here. Look at the people that are sitting back and doing nothing. And they're sitting back and doing nothing because there's things that they have done. We just have to see what goes on with Prince William, but there could also be a situation there where does he have to then keep the peace in order to protect his own ancestry? It's a complicated thing, that they have created something here that will go on forevermore. Okay, so the outfall, is that a word, of the Andrew Lowney book. Strength, another Elizabeth the First energy there as well. Weird. So, the past illusions and delusions, the things that have been done, the things that have been allowed, the fact that so many things within royalty was romanticized, and that is now plain. It's almost like spirit, universe, Godhead, whatever, life, authors, podcasters, creators, are holding that out now. And we are being asked to look at it and make sense of it and see the illusion behind it. Um, and it's all part of the wake up call. It's all part of the wake up call. And it's how we go forward from that. The Four of Coins, who holds the power? What has been done by those in power or not done in some cases? Are we ready to let go of our own illusions in relation to these people? And this isn't about I've got to start hating the royal family or I've got to start hating a certain political figure. No, it's about being able to see them as a balanced thing. You can say that, I don't know, state banquet table looks really like nice and Catherine's dress is lovely and I hope it goes well without being a sycophant. Do you know what I mean? Well, I will not hear anything said about the royal family because that's just dangerous. It's going to keep you stuck. So there are people out there that want to refuse to listen to it. There was an old lady that came on. She was in her 90s. It was a clip I saw. I don't watch Jeremy Vine, but it was a clip that had come off Jeremy Vine, I think it was. No, it wasn't. It was something with Vanessa Feltz, and I don't know what she's on. But it was one of those things like that. And this old lady, right, was literally, she wasn't an elder. She was one of those old ladies that have possibly left a whole trail of destruction behind her. Because she's a part, and I said and I was talking to Gary about it, and I said they're part of the generation that were around when Jimmy Savile was around, and the refusal to see it. And I can't deal with all this. We never knew it was happening, bollocks. Because when you look back, it was so obvious what was going on there. It was untrue. Can we have blinkers on? Yes, but did you want to see it? Did you want to do something about it anyway? Shh. Um, and it's that insistence of it's always somebody else's fault. It's always there's always an excuse for it. And these people that are refusing to step forward and actually hold people accountable on the world stage that have done things, but also at the other side is not running at people. Because this Epstein list, Epstein, is a strange one because people are weaponizing it to suit their own agendas. For example, if somebody hates someone on the world stage and gets an inkling that they're involved in it, they want the Epstein list revelation. They want it revealing now. Whereas when they see somebody else on the list that they like, It's like, I don't believe in it. Or let's not go there. Or let's not talk about it. What about that person that's on it? We don't care that Fergie sent that. Trump's on that list. Or we don't care about so and so because so and so's on that list. Stop weaponizing the Epstein list. I mean, we will find that he was a very popular man and he was a very influential man. Epstein, Steen, whatever. Um, so there's going to be a lot of people he's been connected to. How far it goes, how dark it goes, who knows? But please don't weaponize it to suit your own agendas. Either because you hate someone or you love someone and you don't want to see the bad in someone or you just want to bring someone's downfall. Because ultimately, there's a lot of shit gone down, whether we like it or not. So, three of coins going forward and understanding then again. The Queen, late Queen, is responsible for went on with Andrew. She covered for him. Other people responsible for the fact that Jimmy Savile got so close to the monarchy. And we're going to have these big conversations. None of this can happen with just one person. There's always other people involved. Be it even, say if two people get together and it's a toxic relationship, there's always a problematic story. So we're all interconnected. So, how we go forward, um, is a big thing. Let's have a look at the Magdalene Oracle. Interesting. Entitled. Why am I pulling from the Magdalene Oracle for entitled? Oh, The Matrix. I'm pre-filming today, by the way. I'm doing three videos because I have to for time. And I've already apologised in the first video for that look. Please don't give me any makeup advice. I know what's happened. I've tried to cover it up, but it is what it is. You won't see that again. But I know I can see it more and more. It is what it is. The matrix of life. And what has made this matrix. It's okay to say I'm collapsing the matrix. I'm stepping away from the matrix, but bullshit because you're always going to be part of a matrix, and it's the matrix of life and everything that has gone on into that, and the causes and the results of that, and surrendering at this time. So surrendering isn't, I don't want to know what happens. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. That's not surrendering. And surrendering isn't, I like that family or I like that political figure or that particular person. I'm going to support them till the death. That's not surrendering. Surrendering is, I can see something's playing out. I'm going to trust the process and allow for it to play out and be revealed without judgment, without mocking, without. And if I do find myself going down that lane, I'm going to pull myself back gently. Um, because there is stuff that needs to be revealed on various different levels. I'll be honest with you right now, the royal family's in a hot mess. It's in a hot mess. I always said that when William gets to the throne, he's going to have so much to sort out. I mean, the other day, who was it? Um, that was actually saying that the royal family are now acknowledging that there may not be a monarchy after William. And I was like, I hear people like myself saying that and readers and stuff like that, and people, surmising on podcasts and stuff. But to hear it come from an internal source and to hear the words, they're now acknowledging that there possibly won't be a monarchy after William is like, wow, I mean, what do they know that we don't know? I mean, this could be why William and Catherine are making the decisions that they are doing because, they're like, is it even going to get to George? Interesting times. Right. Oh, Camilla and Catherine. Yes. See, I didn't. Oh, Camilla and Catherine. Well, what do you even say with that? I've read on this. Um, one of the comments came through, and you were actually quite right. I think I did say something like it in the video or I may have wanted to but didn't because you're just getting these videos and that's it. You just time goes and before you know it, it's finished. But you said something along the lines of, from Camilla's perspective, she is the queen, whether we like it or not, and it should have been the queen and Melania. And that you said you felt that Kate had come in and took over the show. I actually did say in that video, I did say that Catherine is living with Diana's son and will pick up that resentment and will pick up the energy of a one-upmanship and with the stepmother and the mother-in-law and all of that, and that can be at play. And I think it is at play at times. I do think that maybe, Catherine could have in that moment learned to just step back a bit. But ultimately, yes, you're correct. But there was no need for Camilla to do what she did. And there was no need to side eye. Let's just say it was Meghan that had so publicly side eyed Catherine in that way. Would you have been as letting her off letting her off lightly? It was an absolute blatant side eye of looking her up and down, and it was a shoe. I don't care if there was a carriage coming. There's better ways to speak to people. If you can read energy, you can very plainly see the energy is strange in that moment, whether there's a carriage coming or not. Um, when I was thinking about it this morning, I was shown the whole Games of Thrones. I mean, I've not read or watched Games of Thrones. I started watching House of Dragon, but didn't like it. I actually struggle with the whole throne battles, and I don't mind reading about it in history. I don't know. Anyway, um, and it is, there is a battle going on between the House of Wales and the House of Windsor. King and Camilla, King and Queen. There is a battle going on there. Um, it's not happy ever after. There are concerns. There are things that have been said and done by both sides. Like I said, they're in a hot mess. But let's look at it again. So, am I going to use a different? No, I keep using this deck. Camilla and Catherine. The energy in September. I do know that I think it was last weekend. So today is 25th of September, and the weekend we've just had, I think he was in Scotland or something. Charles looked ill. He looked so ill. He actually didn't look right, to be quite honest. And I was like, why is he even? I wish they'd stop rolling them out when they're on death's door. I'm not saying he is, but he didn't look well. He didn't look like he should have been on out in a car dressed up. When I heard the story of the late Queen literally being rolled out of bed to deal with these boxes and then deciding when she was going to go to bed to die, it's like, oh my God. It's not right. I'm sorry, it's just not right. That's not how you treat death, and end of life care at all. There has to be a time where you go, I want to go and die, thanks. Do you know what I mean? Fuck your red boxes. Can you imagine it? She swore on camera, but I just feel that so passionately. Come on. My priestess falls out. Okay, so Camilla and Catherine. The energy. Yeah, the high priestess energy. There's nothing more egotistical than a high priestess at times. If she doesn't ground in the energies correctly. The want for power. The high priestess card is an interesting card. Oh, God, okay, fall out. I don't know what that card is because it's facing down. Another card, Camilla and Catherine. Camilla and Catherine. Nine of Swords, anxiety, sleepless nights. Yeah. The Diana stuff, William's injury. So I did say in that reading, in all fairness to me, that there's a lot going on. That it's not just Camilla, but at the same time, Camilla has a responsibility as a step parent, and a step mum-in-law, and a queen to not allow a situation to go like that. I was talking to Gary about it, and I said, if I'd have been Camilla, and I'd have realised my role in all of it, because she did have a role in it, I would have this is me, not Camilla. I would have tried to be different. I would have tried to not fill a space because you're never going to be the child's mother, but to be kinder. Um, just me. I would have tried to just be better. She may have done behind closed doors. I don't think she has. My feeling is she hasn't. But there you go. So, battles, the fallout, the past, the fact that these two women were never going to be able to have a healthy relationship. But it's also representative of many other women and their mother-in-laws and stepmother-in-laws, etc. Not being able to have that support. So taking it away from Catherine and Camilla, there is this energy out there of many women struggling in families because they've not got that connection. I was watching, what's it called? The Last Only House with Kate. Let me know in the comments who watches that. No, I don't quilt. No, I don't do anything that Kate does, but I do like watching it. And the one I've just been catching up with, obviously she works with her daughter-in-law, Anna, and I was just watching them together and I thought, imagine if all women had that with their mother-in-law and the mother, to be quite honest. Imagine how different the world would be if your mother-in-law was a safe space, or your stepmother-in-law, or your mother, where you could work with them and create something beautiful like they have. Because here are two women as well, not Camilla and Catherine, that could create something beautiful together. And I was just watching it, and they were cooking a meal together, and they were doing it like a Q&A, and I was like, that's one of the things that is missing. And I think older women, mothers, grandmothers, stepmothers need to be aware of that. And it's okay saying, well, it's not just me, it's them. You're older. If you're older, if you are older, you have the elder crown. Yes, there is a responsibility on both sides, but the elder wisdom, which Kate from the Last Only House, to me, is a perfect example of it. The elder wisdom is needed, and that's how you become a high priestess. Um, so yes, there are issues with that. It'll possibly continue. Feelings of not being good enough with Camilla. Um, let's do a Mary Magdalene card. Past lives as well. Oh yeah. Because they are two queens that were married to Henry on crucifixion. Interesting. Oh yes, yes, yes. Because if you've been watching me for a while, I've been saying that Camilla, believe it or not, was Catherine Parr. And actually, when you research Catherine Parr, it's very similar to Camilla. I've done a video on it. Go watch it. Catherine Parr broke away from the Catholic Church. I'm shit with this kind of stuff. From the Catholic Church, of which Catherine of Aragon, our now Princess of Wales, was Catherine of Aragon in a past life. So take our Diana, Goddess Diana out. I'm only joking. I'm calling it. I don't really call her Goddess Diana, but take our Diana out of it. I do know that Diana's got shadow as well. For people go, you're worshipping Diana. I do love Diana, but I know she's got shadow. Take all of that out of it, take the crown games out of it, and House of Dragon, House of Windsor energy, and we've got past life energy there between these two. Crucifixion energy, sacrifice energy. They've been queens of Danish queens, Denmark, Viking. I don't know much of the history of that. Um, where are you? 1417. I'm seeing the words 1417. It's a very similar dynamic, but it's Camilla is the stepmother that becomes a queen. Catherine in that lifetime is a daughter of a king whose mother has gone or been replaced. Um, I don't know, 1417. Let me write that down so I can look at that afterwards. 1417, Denmark, Norway, that kind of energy. Um, So they've got that Tudor, which, yes, I mean, Catherine of Aragon was passionately religious in that lifetime. You know, the final wife comes in and starts to unravel it all. There's a lot, and it just shows you how our past lives and all of it, can make us and turn us into a hot mess. The little children. Okay, I've had that. I actually pulled a card whilst I was putting the grid together, and I got that. I mean, from the little children, which were William and Harry, and the damage that has been caused to both of them. And don't forget, Catherine lives with William. William isn't perfect. Wake up call. William has his shadow, like he brings a lot to the table. He's a good person, but he's also got a side. And he's got things that he's having to work through, to face, to heal. And Catherine, as his wife, will know that and will take the brunt of that at times. Um, so, yes, there's a lot going on here. And the little children with all the stuff about the abuse that's coming up, there's a lot. Anyway, Duchess of Kent and this thing with her son announcing his separation. Let's pull some cards on that. Four of Wands, yeah. The freedom of a funeral. You can feel, and remember, funerals and death is a portal for the family, for the individual that's gone over, and for the individual and individuals left behind. So this was a moment for many people. I'm not dissing the Duchess of Kent. As far as I know, she was quite a kind person, but there is this feeling for a King of Cups here, of, I think this is the Sun, um, and a transition, being able to be free and move away from something. One more card, and Seven of Wands. Dare I go out and venture? Um, should we do a parting of the deck? And the Three of Coins again. Collaboration going forward. So the funeral has signified a big change in the family. It's been also a big wake-up call to the Duke of Kent. Um, It's been a big wake-up call to the whole family, the extended family as well. I mean, even the whole stuff with Andrew and the steps thing. I mean, it reminded me of Meghan at Christmas, when Meghan was trying to talk to William, and I swear to God, he developed something with his scarf. He was like, "Whoa, that's I've never seen." I've never seen someone fasten a scarf as much as William did in that moment. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't hang himself with that scarf, to be quite honest. He was not. Shh. Anyway, so bless him, he didn't have a scarf on, so he couldn't. We had a tie on. I suppose he could have stepped. But anyway, bless him. Yeah, awkward, awkward, awkward. So, Duchess of Kent and her son. It's about going forward. It's a transition, but it's also about the things that you have been ingrained with, having to break away from that. And I'm taking this away from royal family. Many families are going through this at the minute, the death of a parent. And excuse me, let's get some water, the death of a parent. And where they go forward after that with the things that they've been taught, seen, witnessed, experienced. So if you're going through the death of a parent right now, I mean, it's always been the same, but in the olden days, in the past, it was a death, we went into deep grief and all the family stuff came up. But now, if you're on a path of evolution, there are so many nuances, there are so many opportunities for healing and enlightenment. And it can be the gift that keeps on giving, not just in the family, but in relationships, friendships, your work-life balance, your love life, your sex life, all of it is going to be coming up. So it's the same for the Duchess of Kent's family. Celebrating her life and her good works, allowing her to transition onto the next stage of her evolution. But the tightrope that some of the people that are left behind have to walk. I am feeling that there have been issues between the Duke and Duchess of Kent, of which their children have witnessed, seen, and become the result of. They carry stuff within them that's the result of that. and that they now need to master that in their own way. And let's pull an oracle card for the Duchess of Kent. Step away from the sun. Duchess of Kent and her passing. Miracles, the miracle zone of the matrix of the family, the alchemy that can come in, the portal, the power, the family tree. So, like I've just said, death at the minute within the family is not just death, it's rebirth. And it's opportunities for people to go on themselves. When that's interesting, when someone dies, they go off into the other dimensions. We are also meant to go off into our own dimensions. It then opens up an opportunity for us to go and get on with the next stage of our life without that worry, without that burden, without that issue or whatever. Yes, there is deep sadness, but yeah, this is an opportunity for healing, for sacred healing, the matrix to be reviewed. Sarah Ferguson. If anybody likes this jumper, I'm going to get used to doing this because people keep liking my jumpers. This one was bought last year and it's by Roman Originals. Fast fashion, you shit house. Oh no. Um, sorry, that was hair in my mouth. I do buy fast fashion now. I don't go shopping out into the high street a lot. I will buy clothes once or twice a year at the beginning of a season, and I wear them over numerous years. So it's not as bad as it sounds. So no judgments. Thank you very much. Fergie, Sarah Ferguson and the Epstein letter. Okay, Page of Wands. It's her path to walk, and she's walked it. It's her own stuff. It's her own creation. She has created her own demise, not the physical death type thing, but the end of who she is as a person. She has lost herself along the way. Um, we've got the Hermit at the bottom. Two more cards. The Ace of Cups, interesting. It's more interesting that she's got ginger hair. Just a minute. And the Queen of Pentacles, the older woman. So, because I always want to call her Fergie. I know sometimes people abroad don't know that we call her Fergie. And they say, who's Fergie? And it's like, oh shit, yeah, Sarah Ferguson. Um, because she's not looked after herself, because she's not nourished herself, because she's not nourished her soul, because she's had awful relationships, awful sexual relationships. She's tied herself to some awful people that have done disastrous things and horrible things. It's affected her as she's getting older. And rather than her being an older, wiser elder, she's now stuck with this chaos, this lack of sense of self, this lack of joy, energy that she's got. But it's of her own making. And again, like all of these situations and players, we need to learn from it ourselves. Let's do a Magdalene card in relation to Sarah Ferguson. Purgatory. Um, Miracles. The learning. She is now in purgatory, not in the actual purgatory. Although I don't believe that. Anyway, that's for a different video. Um, a purgatory of her own making. But again, like with all of these characters that we have, we may have these feelings of, oh, we find out what they've done or be part of. But then we have to transmute that and we have to give ourselves chance and time to alchemize so that we can then go forward. Um, and allow it to play out in the way that it's playing out. Because right now, for although it looks very dirty out there and very murky and it's very purgy, you only have to step out of your front door and it feels heavy. You feel like you need to come in and get a shower. It's actually helping to clear and being able to hold space for ourselves during that. So let's just do a few cards just for the general energies of the UK royal family September. God, yes. 2025. Three cards. September 2025. Going through a transition, the Chariot going forward. All of this is coming out to allow them to go forward, for them to decide what they want to do, to make the decisions that they need to make. And Four of Wands, so that the monarchy going forward into William, and if it does get beyond, should we look at if it's going to get beyond? Shall we do it? Shall we have a look? What comes after William? What comes after William in relation to the monarchy? UK monarchy. What comes after Prince William or King William V? Not sure. Illusion. A lot of things are coming up. A burden. So it could be a percent standing down. Um, the job being too much. I mean, I think George is a highly sensitive person. And I think that, anyway, let's leave it. He's only a kid. So going forward, they have got some things on their plate right now. They've got some tight ropes to walk. They've got a lot of things coming at them. Um, they've also got a lot to celebrate and be proud of. Um, the royal family has helped in many ways, but it's also been a burden to many in many ways. And they are now having to balance that going forward. Let's do a soul coaching deck. UK, it's called soul coaching card from the soul coaching deck, should I say? UK royal family, UK royal family, September 2025. Playfulness, thinking about how they can have fun and the focus on it being a relaxed, gentler monarchy going forward, whatever that looks like. Okay. But also, as well, having to deal with the results of not taking their duties seriously and being thankful for their place in the world. When we go into entitlement and ego and we become abusive in one way, shape, or form. Thank you for watching. There is a playlist on here called CT's Royal Tarot, of which you're more than welcome to look at. Remember, the next group healing is the 14th and 15th of October, and it's about recovery and evolution after abuse. Um, Details for that are below in the description box beneath this video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.